He always has liked to look at old television shows, you know, black and white. It's his era. He loves it. I said, why do you like to look at these things? And his response floored me. He said, because these are genuine artifacts of the American imagination. And I thought, you know, I guess they are. That's an example of how he can, I'm looking, it's an old black and white TV show, but he says it's a genuine artifact of the American imagination. And I mean, who could better describe it?
He's somebody that epitomizes the humanities. He's very brave about the topics that he tackles.
Gerald is a terrific speaker, a great writer, a great educator.
He's one of our most important faculty members at Washington University. He's one of America's important public intellectuals, I'd say.
I'd have to say when I was young, I wanted to be, from the time I was a teenager, an essayist. I liked the idea that it kind of tested you to be able to say something in a rather limited framework, because you had to get a person's attention and engage a person in a certain way. And I came here to Washington University in 1982, and I've been here ever since.
We've been fortunate to have him as a key leader in our efforts to build the African American and African Studies at Washington University. Gerald has been, in recent times, the director of our Center for the Humanities.
I think the biggest thing the Center's been able to do is to make humanities scholars and scholars across various fields who have an interest in the humanities, to make those people feel that the university is invested in the humanities, think the humanities are important and need to be supported in a particularly special way.
And then we had this idea about 2003, I think it was, or two, to start another program, because a lot of kids were coming to us wanting to be in the Mellon program, but they didn't fit the profile.
The Mellon Mays program has been around at the university since the 1990s, and it's designed to encourage minority students to go and get a PhD and become college professors. So it's an undergraduate program. And the Kling program and the Applebaum program were inspired by the Mellon program. And the Center for the Humanities runs those programs. We try to encourage students of all sorts to do independent research projects and to think about getting a PhD and going into the life of the mind, as it's called, life of research.
People at his level of attainment, I guess you would say, at the university, are often not as engaged with undergraduates as he is. I mean, he's really working with them on a weekly basis, you know, a daily basis, actually.
So to encourage people to want to become intellectuals and scholars is very important, because you want to diversify the whole field of knowledge making, which is really what scholarship is that you're making knowledge. And you want to diversify that field. You want to get as many different kind of people with as many different perspectives as possible into this to enrich the whole business of creating knowledge and creating scholarship.